Are you one of those people that wake up one day and you're like, you know what, I want to get in great shape. So I'm going to challenge myself and run a half a marathon or a marathon. Maybe you're over 30 or 40 or 50 and you're like, I have these ambitious goals and I'm going to do it. I'm going to run. I'm going to just go for it. Well, I'm actually not one of those people. But if you are, then I have to share with you this story I had today. So I am watching my son's track and field practice. They are doing sprints on the field. And I just sit down on a bench and there's another parent that comes and he hobbles over and he's like, can I sit here? I need to sit down. My hip is just so sore. Sorry, I just ran a half a marathon and I don't know why, it's just, he can barely move. So let's just say this guy's name is Tom. And Tom's a really nice guy. And we were just observing our kids run their track and field practice. And it's hilarious, right? They're like, grade 3, 4 and up. And they do all of a sudden all out sprinting, right? They just go there, they line up, no warm up, nothing. And they just go sprint. Oh my God, imagine if you did that in your, in your 30, 40, 50-year-old body. You would just blow your hamstring right up, right? But sometimes as adults, we act like we're children and we train like we're children. We don't realize the consequences of our action and what's going to happen to our body. So there goes my son running, sprint. He gets better. So I think he's warming up as he goes sprint, right? He's fine. He's out of breath, whatever. But there's us old people just hobbling on the bench here. And Tom, he's, talking about his hip. And I'm like, well, actually, that's what I do. I actually help people get out of pain, and I invented a portable foam roller called the travel roller, and I help them, educate them on their body, and maybe if you used this before, you wouldn't have had such a big problem now. Now, the best suggestion that I can do is, I wasn't promoting my product or anything because I'm just trying to just have a normal life, but if you out there are in massive pain after you just ran a half a marathon or a marathon, first of all, there's never a great way to prep your body, because if you've never done it before, you don't know how hard it actually is when you run the event. So you didn't know, like, oh, it's only 2 hours. How hard could it be? I didn't know it was gonna hurt my body this much, right? So this is the awareness shift from I'm a kid just sprinting. You need to prep yourself mentally that my body might go through some really painful things afterwards if I don't do these things leading up, right? Everyone's body is different, but did you prep your body before every single time you went out for a long run? Did you realize that maybe my body was already burnt out, exhausted, and out of shape, and my glutes and everything wasn't activated every time I went out and ran? Maybe you didn't think about these things. So maybe you're just like this guy, Tom, and you just completed your first half a marathon or marathon and your body feels absolutely destroyed. And you're like thinking, I need to go to physio, I need to go to chiropractor, I need to go fix something's wrong with my hip. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe your body was just not prepared enough going into it, and now you have to pay the price. So you're gonna be sore, you're gonna be tired, and you already created more load on your body. You created more compensation patterns by training for this half a marathon just because you had this goal in mind. Now, not to take away that you did it, and it's a huge accomplishment, but running long distance is a huge stress on the body. It's a stress on your joints, especially if you're older and maybe your body composition isn't conditioned good enough. You're lean enough so that it's less impact on your joints, and your body just is older now. So we can't go out and sprint like we were kids without a warm-up. We need to prepare our body to perform at a higher level. So a couple of tips I gave Tom was, first, have you used a foam roller? Maybe you need to start working on your fascia. Have you heard about lower cross syndrome? I have an app where I specifically go into prepping your body. And maybe if you have low back pain, you can learn about lower cross syndrome. It's absolutely free. You can go into my travel roller, This Is How We Roll app. You can get a free how to roll your muscle anatomy on all your body parts. Plus you're gonna learn about lower cross syndrome. And basically a lot of runners, maybe you know, Tom doesn't have this, but maybe this is exactly what Tom has and it's nothing new, where his hip flexors and quads got overworked and overused, and his glutes were not strong enough, and just the repetitive motion of running for 2 hours and training for that really loaded up hip flexors and his psoas, and we need to realign our body. So the other thing I would recommend to Tom would be start rolling out those body parts. So start getting on the travel roller. You need something very firm and dense to get into those precise areas like your hip flexors and your quads. And at the same time, you're bridging, you're strengthening your core and your glutes. And so you need to unwind the work that you just did. You just put massive overload. Oh my gosh, the volume of work that you put on your body was so much, but you didn't actually unload it from your life before. So now you created a bigger problem. I'm sorry to say, I do not do long distance running. I do sprinting. So I go to the track once a week and I do sprints. I think I will do another video on how I got my body back to sprinting, because you know, as a mom, when you have a C-section, you have to start again. It's like starting from ground zero. How to even lose the weight to sprint again, especially I'm in my 40s. So how do you get to that point? It's easier said than done, but it is managing your aches and pains and understanding your body on a deeper level is really how you can get to sprinting again. Or you can learn how to be an endurance athlete and you can have a great physique and body and not have those aches and pains after you were to run a half a marathon or a marathon. And you will learn how to kind of communicate with your body's needs, understand where my compensation patterns are, how I cannot overload my body, and every pain experience is a learning experience of how to further your own health and longevity. So again, here's what I would tell Tom, who just ran that half marathon, is get my travel roller recovery and wellness app, learn about your body, how to foam roll properly, learn how to do high performance foam rolling, not just, you know, massaging. Get in there, get deep and fix the areas that are really tight. I'd get myself a travel roller because it's been a trusted tool for like 18 years, you guys. I've invented this since 2007. So this is a certified awesome by so many people who love it, that you can get rolling today. You get the travel roller app, you get the travel roller, and maybe you want to pick up a ball and start working the piriformis, and then you start doing the work. It's not going to happen by itself. Don't expect that just sticking a massage gun or whatever stretching is going to do the work. You need to get to those dense layers. You need to get on the roller, you need to get in there. I know my approach is a little bit firmer, a little harsher, but remember, if your body is in pain when you're on the travel roller, that means you have a lot of work to do. And if you are training for a marathon, I give you so much credit for your dedication and hard work and determination, but I would love for you to not go alone. Have your best buddy beside you every single day. So before you go and you run, you prep your body, start rolling the areas that you need to work. So don't be like Tom, hobbling over to the bench, barely being able to walk, because I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that is beneficial, just to like, yeah, I'm gonna go run a half a marathon to be completely destroyed after. Quite frankly, that's kind of how I broke my body. I was a fitness competitor and I did like 6 shows in 1 year, and I was sprinting and running and training, and I was overloading my body and I wasn't recovered enough. So don't be like Tom, hobbling to the bench. Be awesome. I want you to be awesome. I want you to have all of the things that I wish I had before I broke myself. And it's really learning how to recover smarter, train smarter, be on top of your pain before you get in pain, before anything happens, before the piriformis pain happens, before the IT pain happens, and before your low back pain happens. Fix your body first, then go do awesome stuff. Okay? So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I'm gonna go out this week and I'm going to sprint. Did you know that 95% of people over the age of 35 stop sprinting? It's insane. Like, I know that most people are not sprinting. Tom asked me, what do I do? I said, well, I go to the track just to be healthy and fit. The benefits of sprinting are amazing. They really transform your body. They burn so many calories. You can work on that posterior chain. And in another video, I will talk about my sprint routine and get you going in some of my programs coming soon. Thank you guys. Before I go out and run, I always prep my body, no matter what. It's a great way for me to assess what I'm working with on that particular day when I'm training. So if I have something that's really tight in my calf, I don't want to blow my Achilles tendon. I have to make sure that I am prepping my body and I am making sure I'm aware of what's happening on that particular day, because I might have been standing on my feet a really long day, or I was driving a long distance to a hockey tournament, and I need to make sure that I am prepped. So it's also a great way to get blood flow to the body right away, to prep your body, to recruit lots of blood flow and recruit muscle fibers so that you can activate your body in the right direction. I always make sure that my fascia is aligned and it is in the right spot. I don't have fascia adhesions, which can prevent blood flow, and I really make sure that everything is feeling hunky-dory before I go and run. And I don't like to run, like I mentioned. I like to sprint because, it really makes me feel strong and healthy and fast. I feel youthful, and I don't have to put a lot of load on my body for a long period of time. I just do it quick, get it over with, get strong, get healthy, work on that posterior chain, and I'm done my workout. So I do recommend sprinting over long running because of the load is just too much on your body when you're doing anything really long distance. I used to exhibit the travel roller at a lot of marathons, the Vancouver Marathon, the Victoria Marathon, the Honolulu Marathon. There's so many marathon runners that have used the travel roller over the years, and they swear by it. And one of the things I notice, a lot of people who do run marathons, not everyone, there are the athletes, there are the exceptions that do it right, but a lot of people are quite, I don't want to use the wrong words. I don't want to use the word broken. I'm going to use the word, they're not prepared to run. And quite frankly, I don't think a lot of them should be running. That's just my opinion. Because I care so much. I care for your body. And I know, because I felt there, I've been there. I used to do trail runs and I tried to get in shape with running, and instead I would maybe burn myself out more. So I will always prep my body, even if it's just a little bit in the hip flexors, a little bit in the quads, making sure my T-band feels good. Everything is aligned, and if it's too much tone and tension in my quads, then it's gonna start pulling in here. It's gonna pull in my hip flexors. It's gonna change the way my pelvis feels, and it's gonna change my ground contact. So I have to make sure that I'm working with my lower cross body that has very big quads, that was skier, tennis player, that was quad dominant athlete. And if you have quad dominance, doesn't mean you have to have big quads. You just have to have a dense layer that's really not functional underneath. It doesn't have to be big to have dense quads. It just, you know, if your quads are really tight. So again, you guys, congratulations if you just did your half marathon or marathon. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. I don't know how you do it, but you need to repair your body. The next time you do it, maybe you'll switch into sprinting instead. Because I see a lot of runners going for a lot of runs around here to stay in shape, and I believe it's good, but I believe that if you want a high performance physique to look good, feel good, then you should get into sprinting, and you should get into skipping, you should work into running mechanics, and you should get your body activated, and you should recover your fascia on the travel roller. So next time, pick yourself up a travel roller. Other foam rollers, they're a good start, but you need something that's very firm, something that's dense, that's something that gets right into the quads and hip flexors and psoas, and the balls in your feet and aligned spine, aligned neck. Everything is connected in the fascia. So don't be like Tom. Don't hobble over and complain and whine and complain that after you did this thing, how sore you are. You did it to yourself. You didn't learn. Hopefully you'll learn next time. And again, the reason why I created the travel roller is because my body was so broken. My T-band had a whipping action in it. It was disgusting. Like I had to realign my fascia, and that was the secret to health. And the journey to get to being the half a marathon makes it so much sweeter and healthier when you can come out of it not feeling destroyed and feeling actually like I feel really healthy and good. And this is the path to longevity right here. Have a great day, guys.